So, folks, yeah, I hung out with Korey on Friday, and I ain't blaming Korey because we were drinking a long time before that. We were with Danielle before that, and then we went to a bar and hung out with some dude who worked for Pfizer.
Oh, really?
So he said, yeah, he might work for Pfizer, the rapper, or something.
Yeah, he told us like. He went out, and Mia was telling me this, and she was like, yeah, like, we were talking to this guy, he said he worked for Pfizer, da-da-da-da, and he said once you get, like, the first shot, it's, like, 85%, and then you get the second shot, and it's 100%. I was like, nobody that works in the medical field would ever say 100%.
Right.
Like, that's an immediate liability on them.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. He was like, yeah, that guy tried to, like, do us in.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, unless it's just some secret thing they don't want to put out there, but everything I read says the first shot puts you at 70 to 75,
yeah,
and the next shot puts you at 90, or
yeah, no, this
and maybe it is 100, but they like, yeah, we don't want to say that
100%. And Mia can tell you, this one made me doubt him because he was drunk, and he kept telling the bartender, they both sound like they were full of shit because the bartender was like, I heard that they experiment more on women than they did on anybody else. And that guy was like, "That's not true. That's not true." And she's like, "Well, we can agree to disagree. Like, I ain't disagreeing with shit. That ain't true." And then he turned around. I was like, "Yeah, you tell him." And he said, "Yeah, because the FCC they say specifically." And I said, "Wait a minute.
The federal
the Communications Commission." I was like, because he kept saying FCC. I finally told him. I said, "Man, look, I don't work for Pfizer. I'm not an expert, but I think you mean the FDA."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. I've been drinking, man.
Did he have tissue boxes for shoes? It's a holiday.
But it ain't nothing ever normal when I'm hanging out with Korey, man. Korey.
No. Reverse that back. It's nothing normal hanging out with you.
Okay, it's a joint effort right here.
I've hung out with both. I ain't never had weirdness when I was with Korey Goodwin, but with you, every time.
Maybe I just amplify y'all's vibes.
That's, what?
Extra weird, extra chill.
It's just the chemistry that we got. We spread a certain pheromone out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a couple that came over, and you can elaborate on this. But I know there was a couple that came over, and they were an older couple, and one woman. I don't know, just being, look, if people are extra complimentary today, I'm suspicious. But she came over and she was just like, "Yes, you're a handsome man. You're a handsome man." Yes. And I was looking around, I was like,
Are they German?
Well, they might be. Yes, you're a handsome man. No, they're just a woman, just a little tipsy, I think. Okay. And I even said, "Yeah, well, here's my wife over here." And, yeah. How are you? Yes, anyway, yes. And then Korey, I said, "Man, and Korey, what'd you tell me, man?"
Wait, I don't know which couple you talking about because there was two.
It was two.
Yeah, you don't remember? Okay, so there was. I gotta drop names, so I'm sorry if y'all watched this. But there was Shirley and Kevin, and then there was Mary Beth and John.
I just know one. Korey said, "Yeah, they just try to everybody." They said he.
Okay. So those are the people I knew, but there's those other complete strangers that we didn't know. They're like,
oh yeah.
So like Korey, like this, these couple come over and we're hanging out. It's just me and Korey. Mia went to the bathroom and we're just hanging out with Mojo and Pixie. And this guy and this girl come over and they're like, "Oh, I just want to pet your dogs, da da da." And so they start chatting us up, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, like you live in Austin?" And we're like, "Yeah, we live here. We live around." He's like, "Oh, how long have you been here?" Like, not super long, about 4 or 5 years. He's like, "All right, yeah, cool." And so we're like, "All right, yeah, whatever." And like as it's going along, like I answered, "We live here." So like just like I would think he assumed that we would like live in different spots. But Korey kept talking like we was a married couple. So he kept saying like, "Yeah, we live like not too far from here, like a Palmer." And no. Yeah. I'm like, and I just sat back and watched because I was like, this is great because I see this dude is like, "Oh really?"
Oh, you see his eyes light up?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, the door is off the roof."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so then they leave, and I'm like, "Korey, like I don't know if you realize, man, you were answering like we was a couple."
Yeah, it dawned on me. I was like, "Oh shit, I was."
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's weird."
And we sit next to each other like you and Herman and shit.
Yeah, and then you put your head down. I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And then like maybe 20 minutes later, you go off to the bathroom, so it's just me and Mia sitting there. And Mojo runs off, and I go and grab Mojo, and I see my boyfriend's neighbor. He's at the bar as well, and so I'm like, oh yeah, let me go say hi to Johnny. What's up, Johnny? Like, hey, it's good to see you, man. Whatever, da da da. And he's like, oh hey, whatever, cool. And then like he didn't recognize me. So then
Okay, yeah.
Well, he
nice
was,
to meet you.
He was faded. But he was like, yeah, whatever. It's nice meeting you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll let you get back to your night. So I go and sit back down. He comes over and he's like, oh, Korey, what's up? Da da da. Who are you with? I'm like, yeah, this is my friend's wife Mia. All right, cool. And his wife comes out and she's just stumbling, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So like I told him I had hung out with this couple before during New Year's. And I was like, man, like I was texting you that night.
Yeah.
I was like, there's this couple here that's like trying to smash everybody.
Yeah, that New Year's party.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And then they just start messing around, like talking to Mia and I. And so then Johnny goes off to get her, and like his wife wanders off. Johnny goes to get her. And I was talking to Mia. I was like, man, I think they were trying to like us. And she was like, I thought the same thing.
Before that came out, y'all gone. Yeah. Where'd everybody go?
And so then that's when you come back, and then his wife comes around the table, and she starts like messing with you and like rubbing your back and doing all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, this is problematic. And then she starts like hugging me.
Yeah.
And then Shirley and Kevin came back at the same time. So both of these couples are just sitting there.
We could have had an orgy that night.
Yeah, and it was crazy. And I was like, oh, this is so weird.
And I said, Korey Goodwin done it again.
That's what it is. I know we don't have like the weird shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe I just amplify vibes.
That's what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the combination of Korey and Korey.
I got a lot of weird numbers that night.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because I know if I'm with you, if a drunk chick stumbles into the door and has no direction, you are the magnet to her compass. You'd be like,
Over everyone else.
Former target identified.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, he ain't lying.
Target locked.
He ain't lying. That shit happened like about 3 months ago. Chick with herpes came in and said, yeah, I want to give that shit to you.
Yeah.
All right.
At least she was honest.
Yeah, she was. Because she was drunk.
Yeah.
It's
truth serum.
Looking at a f***ing chair talking about, I'm going to tell you I have herpes. I'm like, I'm over here. But yeah, that chair, you know what I mean?
You and Clint Eastwood. Jesus.